Hello and welcome to the second episode of In Swinging Yorkers, where we talk about cricket and some fun stories and mostly just random chat. And I'm really glad to have people around me who are usually talking fun, interesting stories and interesting trivia or the background about their lives. And one of those persons is here with me. He is an excellent cricketer, but on top of that, he's a gem of a human being. I met him at ACC, of course, while playing cricket, and he is within 2-3 years, he has grown into a captain of ACC Zomi. So I'm really glad and happy to welcome Ezzat Muhseni. Ezzat, welcome.
Thanks, Sushant. Thanks for having me. Great words from you. I think it's a bit less famous like you introduced me, but I'm really glad that that you think those things from.
No, of course, man, of course. Ezzat, thanks first of all for coming here and taking some time out, and just for background. For the past 30 minutes, we've been trying to set up this structure and still it's working out somehow. So thanks for your patience.
No, it's the most professional thing I've seen in my podcast career. So.
and that's the most sarcastic thing I've ever heard.
No, this is the first podcast I'm doing, so
man,
it's not even a lie.
Well, it's the second one I'm doing, so... Thank you for coming, man. Thank you for taking some time out.
Sure, of course.
To start with, as you might have heard the first episode with Jan and Girish, we were talking about their journeys in cricket. We were talking about their experiences with the game. And I know you just a bit from the club itself, and we got to talk a little bit about your background, and I was really fascinated by it, and that's why I wanted you to be one of the guests in our series, right? And that, just to start with that, you come from Afghanistan, right? And I wanted to know, how did you get introduced? I mean, Afghanistan now is famous, of course. We are doing this episode after 2023 ODI World Cup, where they have performed immensely. But how were your memories? How was your first memory, let's say, in cricket? What introduced you to cricket, and what do you remember about it?
It's the first. I have to really think about it because it's a long time ago, obviously. So I've been watching cricket like for, I think, 17 years or something like that right now. And basically it started when Afghanistan had a team of cricket, because as everyone knows, there has been war for more than 20-30 years in Afghanistan, and it has been better for some time, and now it's also a little bit less. But I think it was around 2006 or something when the team really started getting shape, and that's when I was really interested in following how are we in this game, as Afghans, because I was I've been a sport enthusiastic for since I remember, as a kid I love sports, every kind of sport, and so I was born in Afghanistan. And when I was around 8 or 9 years old, my parents, me and my sisters, we came to the Netherlands. So from the start of that I know, I loved watching sports, playing sports, and I was introduced to football, of course, in the Netherlands, because that's the number one sport. So that's also what I started playing and stuff. But besides that, I really got surprised by how small this country is, but at the same time how good we are in so many sports as Dutch people. So every sport Netherlands was good at, I followed that sport. And those were a lot of sports. And those were crazy sports like darts, ice skating, very different kinds of sports, and I followed everything when I was a kid. I watched everything, even if it was like in America or in middle of the night. I still wanted to see every sports. Yeah. So that was me growing up with a sport mentality. And yeah, when it was like around 2006 or so, when Afghanistan had a cricket team, I also wanted to follow Afghanistan because that was like the first thing of the other side of, because right now I live like more than 20 years in the Netherlands, so I feel like I'm a Dutch guy. But I'm also born in Afghanistan, so I also feel like an Afghan. And that was the first time I was like really excited about watching an Afghan team playing a sport, and it was cricket. And I knew about the game a bit because my father was like, he had lived in India for a couple of years, and he took up on cricket there, and he really liked the sports. So I heard sometimes about cricket from him. And so I knew the game, like some basic rules and stuff. And yeah, when I started watching Afghanistan, it was like I really loved the game, and I wanted to watch more because we were also like starting winning games against teams, and it went better and better. And so yeah, that's how it started.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And you just mentioned that you started picking up on the sports which were famous in Netherlands or which were getting popular. Then I still don't understand how you ended up with cricket.
So that was like a bit of background about how I was like as a person. And I remember like I think it was 2010. There was I lived for 1 year in Amsterdam back then. And I heard about the Afghanistan team coming to the Netherlands to play cricket against the Netherlands team. And the game was played at VRA.
Okay.
So I didn't even know that there were cricket teams in the Netherlands. Like I'd never heard of that at that point. But yeah, then I saw that there was this club in Amsterdam. It's called VRA, and the Afghanistan team is coming there to play against the Netherlands. So I wanted to watch that. So I went to the game. And it was not a stadium, so you didn't have to buy tickets. You just could go to the game as if it was played in the park or something.
Nice.
So we just hang around with a couple of friends outside the boundary and watch the game. And I saw Afghanistan beat the Netherlands. And I don't remember a lot about that game. There are a couple of things I still remember. And the first thing is that I couldn't follow the game at all. Like it was so much different than watching it on the television. You know? Like I couldn't follow the game at all. And the only thing I knew is that the Afghanistan fans were really cheering, so I knew Afghanistan was winning, and eventually we won. All right, so this is also a thing about me. I say we a lot when I like support a sports team or something. Usually I do it with the Netherlands teams, but with cricket I also do it with Afghanistan teams. So the we form is like different all the time. Sometimes it's the Netherlands, sometimes it's Afghanistan.
But it's completely understandable.
I remember we were winning the game, and that was the first time that I knew that there's a cricket team in the Netherlands, VRA, and that stuck in my mind. So years went by, and I also always had this thing in my mind, like I wanted to play cricket myself because growing up I played football and I really loved like team sports. And when I went to study, I stopped with football because the study was like getting too much of my time, so I didn't really want to. I only wanted to focus on study. And then at some point I was like, okay, maybe it's fun to play cricket sometimes, but in back of my mind, I always had like, okay, I'll finish my study and then I will start playing cricket. And my study took long and long and long. Eventually, I studied for like, I think 7 or 8 years in total. So but the moment I finished my degree and got a job, I wanted to play cricket because that was still in the background of my mind that I wanted to play cricket at some point. And that was like, I think 5 years ago, in 2019, I think. 2020. 2019, I think. Yeah. So
That's when you finish your studies?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I finished my studies in 2018.
Okay.
And in 2019, I wanted to play cricket. So it was
Okay.
like around February or something, and I looked up this VRA club because that was a club I knew.
Yeah.
So,
The park.
Yeah, exactly. But I looked it up, so I googled Cricket Amsterdam because I didn't remember the name anymore.
Right.
So I googled Cricket Amsterdam, and to my surprise, the first club I saw was not VRA, but it was ACC.
Okay.
So at the top of the list in Google, it was ACC.
Yeah.
And I clicked on the website, and I saw this club, and I was like, wait a second, this is not the club I went to watch Afghanistan versus Netherlands.
Yeah.
What is this club? And so that took me by surprise. Like, I didn't know there was one team in Amsterdam, but I really didn't know that there were several teams in Amsterdam.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah, I was looking for VRA, and I saw ACC, and I was like, okay,
Yeah.
weird. Okay, I searched on further, and I saw VRA, and so yeah, then I found them, and I emailed them like, hey guys, I want to start cricket, and can I like come to the practice sometimes or anything? And I didn't get any response.
Yeah.
So I waited like a couple of days, no response. 1 week later, I was like, okay, yeah, I don't want to wait forever. So I started emailing a bunch of other clubs, and one of them was ACC.
Okay.
And with ACC, I got like, I think it was the same day that I got a response.
Was it Wim?
It was Wim.
Okay, I have a small story to share there, but please.
It was Wim, and
Yeah.
I think he put Richard Wolfe in the CC.
Yeah.
And Richard added me to some WhatsApp group. I don't know what the WhatsApp group was about, but it really felt like, okay, at least these guys like care, you know,
Exactly.
about new members or whatever.
Yeah.
So it felt good from the first moment. And then I like said, okay, can I come to a practice someday? And I went to this practice, and I started like bowling in the nets, and I had never bowled. That was like I'd already only seen it in TV and stuff, and I was like, okay, it's you just run and then move your shoulder around and throw the
That's
ball.
pretty much it, right?
That's basically what I did. And
okay. Well, that's amazing. My next question was, how did you end up with ACC without playing cricket professionally or not even at all, right? It's interesting that, first you emailed VRA and then you got the response from ACC immediately. That's almost the exact same thing which happened with me.
Oh, shit.
I did not know the extent of cricket, what happened here in Netherlands.
Yeah.
We were, of course, when I was living in Zeeland, we played cricket a lot with friends, but I did not know the professional extent that cricket was played here, right? I moved to Amsterdam 3 years ago, I guess, and my boss in that company where I was working, my boss told me she went running and she saw some people playing cricket in Amstelveen. Okay, that's interesting. And then I Googled what are the clubs in Amstelveen, and the first club which popped up was Amsterdam Cricket. So I emailed Wim. I also saw VRA was there, as a competitor, but I thought, okay, I'll just give both the emails, send them both the emails. I sent ACC, and I thought, okay, I'll wait for a day and then I'll send it to VRA. Immediately, within few hours, I got an email from Wim that, if you have played cricket, you can join this team. And then that's how I ended up with ACC 4. And I knew that I wanted to play. So when it came to the payment, because they say like you should wait 1 or 2 weeks, you should get the hang of the club, and then if you like the club, you pay. I was so sure that I was going to play that I paid before even coming to the nets for the first time.
I was not that sure like you, I think.
Okay.
It went slightly different with me because AC, and I think it was Richard or Wim or one of them, they asked, okay, come to practice, and I went to practice, and I really liked it. So there were some friendly games back then. So in the start of the season, sometimes there are friendly games. And they asked if I wanted to play, and I was like, yeah, sure, I would love it. And so it was really nice. And at that time there was also a friendly game with VRA against another team, and guys from AC, as you know, they have like connections with VRA guys as well. So so one of the VRA guys, they asked if AC had some players, and so Richard asked that in the group, I think, and I said like, yeah, I would love to play. And so I also played a friendly game with VRA before I even joined any cricket club.
Okay.
And yeah, I also like the VRA guys, and one of them, it was Thomas Spitze.
Yeah.
And yeah, he said like, yeah, well, do you want to join the club? Or I said, I emailed you guys and you never responded on my email. And he was like, oh no, that's not how it's supposed to go. And this and that. It's like, yeah, I don't know. And so I was really thinking about, okay, which club to join. Because back of my mind, I always had, okay, VRA, because it looked like a really great club when I watched the game there. And but then I played both games with VRA and with the SC, and yeah, AC felt like much better. It felt like they were involved much more in you, and yeah, that's when I chose for AC.
That's
and,
nice.
Yeah, joined the club.
Awesome. I mean, VRA, yeah, either they are receiving too many applications or they need to work on the communications department.
I don't know. I mean, this is like almost 5 years ago, so maybe they have like improved the.
Yeah, and also to be fair, I mean, they are hosting the international games. That's why, I mean, they are more famous in Amsterdam. So of course they are receiving.
In terms of membership, I think they're bigger than AC. Yeah.
But same as you, as I mentioned, Wim replied, I don't remember, but it was very quick. So that also showed to me that, you know, he cared, or the club at least cared for the new candidates.
Yeah.
And then when I started going to the Nets and I met my teammates who are still my teammates, I never changed my team after that. And yeah, there also it was a great, welcoming in a way, which was amazing. And that's why I stayed with ACC, right? But in this podcast, we are more interested in you. So coming back to your story, you mentioned already how you joined ACC, but it's incredible that within few years, I mean, I've been playing cricket since I remember being in this world, you know, like in my gully, and then we used to play with my friends in the locality back in India. But you knew about the sport, but you only started playing 3 or 4 years ago, right?
Yeah.
And now you're ACC Zomi captain.
Yeah.
That's quite a journey, right? So how did you adapt to this game so well, I would say? And how difficult was it, or how easy was it for you to come to this stage?
I mean, so when I started, like in the first year, obviously, I think I was really shit in the game. I'm a kind of person that's like, I'm really self-critical about myself.
Okay.
So even now, I don't think I'm really good, but yeah. So the first year, I know I was really shit. And the second year, like half of the season, we got the COVID. So it was like a bit of it was not a regular season. We didn't play a lot of games, but we did have a lot of time to train, because what else could you do? So that was a season like I really went a lot in the nets. But that's also like the year that I improved on my own physical appearance, because so when I joined the club like 4 or 5 years ago, I was really skinny, like skinny. And within the COVID year, like there was nothing else to do, so I thought, okay, you know what? I'll just start working out. I will pick working out and see what happens.
That's the opposite of what most people did.
No, I never like to go to the gym and stuff, you know, because it felt so boring, and it felt also like so intimidating, you know, to watch guys that are so big and as a skinny guy, you're like, okay, what am I doing here? You know? But so I started working out at home, and I really got like a better physique, and that also helped me like to play cricket better. And in the nets, I knew I got better and better with every session, and I really enjoyed it. So I also wanted to invest in it more. And besides that, I watched YouTube and TikTok and whatever, everything to like improve my game. And I also like watch cricket like almost every day. Every day there's some game anywhere, you know.
So I heard, I don't know, you can confirm this, but I heard from sources that you literally watched every game that was played in World Cup 2023.
Yeah. I've seen every game.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Maybe not every game from the start to the end, but I've seen every game, and maybe like 80% like fully.
That's some passion. That's some passion, man.
Yeah.
I
I got improved every year, and I think last year it was like I really made some steps, because that was the year that I made my first 50. So that was pretty awesome.
Nice.
And this season I made my first 100. So
incredible.
I keep on improving, and that's also like makes you love the game more. You know, like
exactly.
if you see improvement in your own game, then you want to keep it going. And
exactly.
Yeah.
But that's a fantastic attitude to have, you know. As I mentioned jokingly, but seriously now, that during COVID, a lot of people lost track of the normal things to do, you know. And in that time, the adverse time, you started working out and you started focusing on your physique and got better with cricket. That's an incredible attitude to have, and that's why you rightly mentioned already that's why you could improve your game so much, and now you are ACC Zomi captain. So.
I mean, that doesn't, like, captain of the Zomi is...
Come on, you can't diminish Zomi's...
I'm proud of it. I'm really proud of it. In that sense that in Zomi cricket, as a lot of people know, cricket is not the only thing in Zomi cricket. It's also like the social... social part of it. And to become a captain of a social team I'm really proud of it, because I think they've seen that I'm able to like lead this team.
They saw something for sure, and also it's such a fun team to be a part of.
It is.
There are people like Michael Ducker and Richard and Jan sometimes. I mean, they've been playing cricket for 50 years, you know, or more than that. So it's incredible that you are the captain of that team, and you must be learning a lot, and that could be also kind of a latent factor of you to improve your game. It's a nice thing to do.
It's really fun. I've learned so much in last season, because it was my first season as a captain, and I've learned so much. It was a great season.
Nice.
And to make my first 100 as a captain, awesome feeling.
Nice, man. And I'm sure it's not the only one. So we will get.
We'll see about that, but it has made me more hungry for more.
See, this is also a good attitude to have. Some people get satisfied. They think that, you know, I've reached the peak now. I climbed that mountain. Now it's okay. But that's an excellent attitude to have, and that's why I think you are improving so much. And I hope that you keep improving, and there are many more hundreds to come.
Thanks, man. Thanks. I hope so too.
I mentioned very briefly about, you know, these guys, Michael, Richard, Jan, playing with these, and a lot more, right? So many experienced players that you are leading, and you must be learning from them a lot. But also there must be a lot of incidents that are memorable, I mean, in a funny way or in another way. Do you recall anything, or would you like to share anything?
Oh man, there's so many. There's so many.
Of course. I've played like a couple of games with them, and even I have some. But you are leading that side, so you must be having some.
So first of all, I was really surprised when I joined the club that there were so many like Dutch origin cricket players in the Netherlands, because I first of all, I didn't think there was cricket in the Netherlands, and when I knew there was, I didn't know that there were so much Dutch origin players that have been playing for like more than 40-50 years, and so that was really crazy to meet these people, and so much experience they have, because as I said, I improved in the nets, and mostly I've improved because of these guys like Michael Ducker and Jan Balk and Roelof Balk, and Richard Wolff, maybe he won't like recognize it in himself, but he has also teach me to play cricket. So yeah, I'm really glad that I met these guys. They're awesome guys, and as you mentioned, like it's also a lot of fun with these guys. Within the Zomi, we don't only play cricket in the field and then go home after that. It's like you always stick around. You stick around, have a beer with these guys, and with the opponent as well, but mostly with the ACC guys. And yeah, every time it goes like till in the late hours. So,
Nice.
So I think a lot of them have like issues with their wives and girlfriends, because I can imagine that it's pretty tough to be like a partner of a cricket player of a Zomi team.
Of course, man, it's a long game. The whole day you're playing, and then even after the game, if you're staying, then okay.
And end of the night they come drunk. But yeah, it's really fun, and there's so many stories. Like, so I've been to a cricket tour also twice now. So every year we go to England on a cricket tour for like 4 or 5 days.
Oh, that's nice.
And there are also like several stories.
Any particular one that you would like to share?
I mean, I'm not sure if this channel is.
We can censor it as much as we can, but if you want, go for it.
I mean, there are a lot of stories. Every time we go onto the field, something happens. Like I think if you think about one season of cricket, I think you can write a whole series of books.
That's true. I completely agree.
But yeah, so the Zomi team is really diverse. You know, like I think our youngest players are around 18 years old. And the eldest is maybe 60 plus, so the age difference is pretty big. And there's so much experience in the team. But I remember like also like, so this year I was the captain, so I have to sometimes like set the field, where everyone stands. Usually my vice captain Guy Patak, he helps me with setting the field. But I think he was not there, so I had to like think about the field myself. And so I was looking around like where can I put everyone in the field, you know, like who are the good fielders and who can run fast, you know. And I looked around and I think I could only see like 2 guys that could like run and like have a decent arm, you know. So I was like, shit, I can't put everyone in the slips, you know. So I think I put Michael Ducker in the slips or something, and like 2 overs later he took a flying catch in the slip.
See, that's
and one-handed flying catch in the slips. And
like in 2007 World Cup, a Bermuda player took Indian player's catch at more or less like that.
Flying to his right.
Incredible.
And I saw that and I was like, I couldn't believe it, and I was like, oh man, I should not underestimate these guys.
Man, exactly.
So yeah, it's really fun, but also like after the game, the one jug of beer comes after another, and then the cricket stories come and everything, and yeah, it's crazy. We also have like in the Zomi, so when you become a regular Zomi player, you get this baggie. It's like a cap, you know.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
that's a good tradition to have. Maybe we should start it in
ACC4. Yeah, why not? Sure. And so you get a nickname first, and when you get your nickname, then you'll get the baggie with your nickname on it.
So what's your nickname?
So I got mine I think 2 years ago.
Okay.
And so we before the season started, it was the COVID season I think. So we couldn't play against other teams, but we could play against our own teams. So we made this like internal competition, and we played with Zomi versus the Zami.
Okay.
The Zami is like the Saturday team, social Saturday team. And their captain, Umar Mohammed, he was bowling and I was batting. And the moment he was like coming to release the ball, I saw this Albertine plastic bag on the back of him, like flying, you know. And I was like, shit, I got distracted. And yeah, I didn't move, so he went on bowling the ball and I got bowled.
Oh.
And I was like, shit, fucking Albertine bag. And I screamed and I walked away because, you know, it was my own fault, because if I just walked out of the crease, then he would stop bowling and it would be fine. But he heard me screaming like fucking Albertine bag, and he said like, "Oh no, come back! It's just a friendly game."
That's nice.
Yeah, and 2 deliveries later, I got bowled again.
Was it Yumbo this time?
So, anyways, and my teammates, they were in the sidelines scoring and stuff, and they were like, "Wait a second." And so a bag in Dutch is called Tazze.
Yeah.
And like in Amsterdam version of it, you can say Tazze.
Yeah.
That's like a small bag.
Okay.
But like normally in Dutch it's Tasje, but in like Amsterdam it's Tazze.
Okay.
And then one of the guys was like, Tazze, but if you like spell Ezzat's name backwards, it's also Tazze.
Whoa. That's mind-blowing moment.
Yeah. That's when it became my nickname, Tazze.
Okay. Yeah. What a story. So you have Tazze on your baggy green cap or baggy cap. That's
I didn't like the nickname, but that's like rule number 1 of the nickname in Zomi.
Exactly.
If you don't like your nickname, that will become your nickname.
That's anyone's. I think that's rule number 1 for any nickname. If you don't like it, you have it.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's awesome. And I've only hosted 1 podcast, but I can safely say that this is the most fun episode I've recorded. That's some nice stories, man.
Nice.
Now, we are coming to the end of the podcast. Mm-hmm. I wanted to close with like coming back to your origin in cricket, and also we already discussed about Afghanistan and how you only watched cricket back then. Yeah. But I wanted to ask you, like, how do you see Afghanistan's cricket evolution so far, and how do you feel about it as an Afghani living outside the country? Mm-hmm. But like you already mentioned, like you are connected with the country's performance in cricket, and how do you feel about the evolution basically?
Oh yeah. If you see like the previous World Cup, I'm extremely proud of the country. It's crazy. Yeah. We almost reached the semi-finals, and I never thought we would be like playing this good cricket, especially in 50 overs cricket. Like I knew we had a couple of guys that are really good in the shorter form, like 20 overs and stuff. But playing this decent cricket in the ODI format, it was like mind blowing. Yeah. And it is the youngest team of the World Cup, right? Yeah. So they've like averaged 25 years or something. So most of these guys can also play like the next World Cup, and I'm really excited about what these guys can do. Really proud of them. What they reached in like less than 20 years. They have become from like nothing to being one of the top 6-7 teams.
Absolutely.
And, that's amazing.
Yeah, I was listening to when you confirmed that you will be coming for the episode. Mm-hmm. I was looking at the Afghanistan's cricket journey and how they became so good. Mm-hmm. I found out that like they were, when they first qualified to be in 2007 World Cup, I think.
That was the first. So in 2006 I was following them.
Yeah, okay.
That was a World Cup qualification.
Yeah.
And 2007 was the first World Cup. I also watched those games, and so I've really seen them like becoming a nation, a cricket nation from nothing, you know.
And during that episode and during that interview from the players at that time, 2006-07, they were mentioning they didn't even have like professional contract, no salaries. They were just playing for fun, you know, and whatever amount they can generate from tickets, portion of that will go to the players, of course.
Yeah.
But no professional contract, nothing, and no security of how the cricket will go or how the income will keep coming, you know. But to say that is that they were only playing the game for their own interest and how much they loved it. And you can see like now where the team stands.
Yeah,
and
crazy.
That's what handful of people can do with any sport, let alone cricket.
Yeah.
If they show the interest and passion and enthusiasm, they can just completely turn around that game's future to such a big extent.
Yeah, sky's the limit, and especially like this World Cup, you know, this will inspire a lot of kids as well. You know,
absolutely.
Back in the country, they don't know this sport maybe, and now they will know it. And absolutely. I'm really excited about the country's state.
And it's similar to what '83 World Cup did to India.
Exactly.
Before that, we were not that great, and after 1983, once we won it in England, the dynamics of cricket changed completely in the country. So I hope that the events that are unfolding now for Afghanistan cricket, it keeps unfolding for better. And we have so many superstars already, like Rashid Khan, man. He is next level. So, and I know that there are a lot of young players who are also coming up who will keep who will keep making this nation proud.
Yeah, exactly. This World Cup, once again, this will also like give the players a chance to play in IPL, and that will only improve the game of the nation more.
Absolutely. And also next stop is World Cup 2024, next big stop, I would say. So as you mentioned, a lot of players who played in 2023 World Cup, they will play for T20 2024 as well, and I really hope that they do well.
I hope
the only match that I don't hope for Afghanistan to win is against India.
That seems a bridge too far anyways.
No. The way T20s happen and the way Afghanistan is playing in IPL as well, a lot of players are playing. So anything can happen.
Yeah.
But my heart still says that it doesn't happen. Man, Izzat, thank you so much for taking some time out. This was really fun. And I hope that for the next season, if we have a next season podcast, you will be the first one on my guest list to invite.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for sharing.
No problem. Thanks.
Thank you for listening, and see you next time.